Good afternoon. It is February the 23rd, 2017. Time to kick off our wrap-up for the day's trading and take a look at tonight and tomorrow for our overseas clientele. We'll start with our customary disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. So, the E-mini today, we had a question mark at 65. We hoped to sell 69s to 71s. We thought we were going to trade higher. But if we failed to take out and hold 65, we could get short. So based on that idea, that was the first trade. Good for 4. Any of these would have produced a profit of 1, 2, to as high as 8. This was positive. Either of these two were positive. These, you might be lucky to get one out of them. So, 3, 6, 9, 12 points minimum, just taking our normal setups. And there was certainly more there to be made. Market is still pointed higher as far from everything that I look at, and I'm still not very interested in getting short, but today was a day that we could get short. Failure to take out and hold 23.65 was our guiding idea today, or the premise that we were trading from. Okay, we have an outside day that usually suggests a trading range tomorrow. It is the end of the week, and if we look at the F2 screen, we're going to see a P put in backwards. A P put in backwards is long liquidation. So we know we've got pretty good support, 23.50, 23.55. You can see how it's held. You can see this breakout right here. You can see that high right there at 56. There's a pretty clean line in the market right there, and the actual low volume number is 51.25. Then in the 55 area up there, it's 54.75. So 51.55 structurally. Volume numbers is where support is. The news tomorrow is new home sales, 576. Consumer sentiment, 96. And Baker Hughes rig count, don't know exactly what it'll be, 82. Focus will be these two numbers, number 1 and number 2. Right now we're in the same situation. Sell failure to take out and hold 65, 67. And I think if we get through that, it's been such a slow grind up, we're going to put a question mark at 70. And we're going to put out 74, 76. On the buy side, last rotate down stopped at 59, so 59.61 for London tonight. Buy 1, 55, 57. Backup level. I just got a picture back in from Sarah on Charlie. He looks bigger than he was when I had him a week ago. The guy's going to be a monster. Sarah being single and not having children, she's not used to how that changes your life. It's like having a toddler. So we're not encouraging it, but Charlie could land in Wichita. Okay, here we are, higher low, higher high on the bond. Excuse me, the note. It is pointed higher. Everybody, well, you don't trade the note. Why do you show it? It's where the volume is. Everybody says, why do you study the E-mini? It's where the volume is, and what we do is based on volume, and everything else on a spread basis we'll trade with the 10-year or we'll trade with the E-mini. If you're nervous and you're going to go long, do it in the Dow. Okay, so right now resistance is at 4. We expect a pause day after an auction, so we'll put a 3 to 7 sell here. 11 to 15 sell 2. On the buy side, we're at 03 at a low of 28.5. I'm going to put 28s to the buck, buy 1. Like to do it at 29s or better, and then 21, 25s for buy 2. But you can see we didn't have much of a range in the 10-year. Gotta know my wife, if we do end up with Charlie, goes, she just recarpeted the whole house. That'll change your perspective. Didn't worry too much about with Charlie knowing that the carpet was going out. Very, very tight range in the bond right here, 51.20 to the buck. 12 ticks. That's not a lot to work with. But whittling away on it, lots of trades. There were 4 trades for 2 ticks or less. There were 3 trades at 6. I caught most of the range. So really, our setups work very, very well. So the buck to 04, number 1. 7 to 11, sell 1. 15 to 19, sell 2. I think it takes some help from the news or a big crash in the E-mini for this market to break out to the upside. Last rotation down stopped at 25, then at 20, so number 1, 20 to 24 is support, 13 to 17 buy 1, and 1 to 5 buy 2. Never gotten a second dog because we had my dog plays with the neighbor's dog quite a bit. I didn't think my yard can handle 2 big dogs, and we have clay soil here and it's very easy for it to get compacted, so I guess I better get used to it. It's probably going to get compacted more. Certainly will be that way if Charlie comes home. Okay, higher low, higher high, buy gold. Okay, structurally, we can get through this 1250 area, then 1268, and then we get through that. Basically stops above 1300, so you should have rolled to the 1275 calls today, or 1300s if you're cheap. Got to give yourself at least 30 days on those, so you got to pick the right option. Got a P all the way. Volume is low in it, so we can sell failure to take out the 52, 54 area. So 52, 55, sell failure. And 59, 61 for sell 2. The buy is 45, 47. Then 40, 42. Crude oil is interesting. I had that Iranian article today, and it's obvious that anything above 55 bucks per barrel brings in more shale oil production. Didn't talk about it in the EIA inventory report today, but we're back over 9 million barrels a day of production domestically. And the higher the price goes, the higher that number's going to go. So higher low, higher high, crude can actually trade higher. I think we got a great opportunity to sell failure to take out 55s. And I did like that short against 55 today, and we talked about that. Could have been the trade of the day, and that's set up for us in the gosh, it was in the 93 area, 92, 93 area, off that little triple top. Definitely a B with a clean break in the market at 55. So 54.50 to 75, that's where resistance is. Don't be surprised to see a supportive OPEC article out overnight to counter what Iran said and to counter the selling today. 54, 54 and a quarter by one, and 53, 50, 53, 75 by two. Closer we get to 55, the more I'm interested in being short. I do wish we spent more time on it, but it's just with the focus on crude oil and gold in the bond right now, and kind of the E-mini in passing. We don't really get around to the euro, but boy, for those of you that can trade London time, that's a hell of a contract. I mean, it moves. It's got a lot of range. It honors fundamentals. Trades great off of our setup. So I'm always at the end of the day, you just sit back and wonder why, but you know. Only have 2 sets of eyeballs in there. I got a fairly fast cross check, but not fast enough to cover them all. Higher low, higher high, can trade higher tomorrow. Definitely have a P. I had trouble at 106. Our number 2 sell this morning was 106, 106.10. Had no problem getting through our first sell in the 75, 85 area. Stopped at 106, as you might expect. It is a market number. It's a round number. And again, you'll see this. We had, I guess you pronounce his name, Mnuchin comments this morning that whipsawed the markets in W when he had the interview on, I think it was, no, CNBC. And he whipsawed the bonds, gold, several markets, and so we'll have to work him into our cross-check now. Look out for when he's speaking. But looks like we've got a seller above 95. So 90 to the buck, sell 1. 15 to 25, sell 2. On the buy side, this was tough. Structure says 75. I don't like that one, so I'm just going to screw it. We're going to do 50. I'm going to put a question mark at 75. And 5 1/4 for buy 2. And that does it for this February 23rd. See you bright and early in the morning.